Testing. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Please take your seats. We're about to get started. Please take your seats. Miguel, is this too high for you?
No, it's actually perfect. Check, 1, 2, check. Check. Check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2.
One-time Thurman is a legend in the ring.
I was raised for this.
But world champ Sebastian Fundora is towering above the competition.
Fundora, top of the world as the unified champion.
As they collide, can Thurman win a major world title one more time? Or will the towering Inferno stand tall in the end?
You're about to see a whole nother level of boxing.
It's Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman. Saturday, March 28th, live on PBC on pay-per-view on Prime Video.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to MGM Grand as Premier Boxing Champions presents our final press conference. We are here today and we're going to hear from our fighters competing on a very exciting PBC pay-per-view event on Prime Video taking place this Saturday, March 28th. From the MGM Grand Garden Arena in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. And it will all be headlined by the super welterweight world champion, the WBC champion, Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora, as he takes on the former unified champion, Keith one-time Thurman. Now, before we hear from those two main event fighters, as well as the rest of our pay-per-view portion of the card, we're going to hear from a few competitors that will be looking to make a statement on our first on Prime action, streaming live and free on Prime Video, preceding the pay-per-view. Topping the three-fight lineup is an exciting young rising star, Elijah Garcia, as he duels against the streaking veteran contender, Kevin Newman, in a 10-round super middleweight headliner. And the action all begins at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific, with rising unbeaten prospect Kaipo Gallegos as he faces the once-beaten Julian Gonzalez in a 10-round lightweight bout. And we'll also be featuring the undefeated featherweight prospect Brian Gonzalez as he steps in to battle Mexico's Brandon Medina in a 6-round showdown. Now, before we get to our fighters here on the stage, I just want to let you know, Julian Gonzalez and Elijah Garcia will be arriving later on today. They unfortunately couldn't be here due to a few travel issues, but they will be here later today, so that is why they are not featured up here with me, but they'll be here later today. Now, I want to bring to the podium a man who's coming in with a record of 7 victories, opposite of 4 defeats, 26 years of age, from Morelia, Michoacan, Mexico. He is facing unbeaten opponents in 5 of his last 6 fights, so this man is not afraid of anybody. Please help me welcome Brandon Medina.
Bueno, para mí es Un gusto, un sueño estar aquí. Siempre cuando era niño vi a los grandes pelear en MGM y ahora estoy aquí cumpliendo un sueño contra un buen rival y en una cartelera de lujo. Entonces para mí es un sueño estar aquí y voy a brindar lo mejor de mí y voy a poner en alto el nombre de Morelia, Michoacán.
Hello, hello. I'm just happy to be here. This is a dream come true. I work very hard to get to this part, and I'm gonna put Morelia in a very high standard.
All right, thank you, Brandon. Also want to thank Librado Andrade, translating here, stepping in last minute, so appreciate that, Librado. So now we'll bring in another man who his opponent coming in undefeated, a quick start to his professional career, 4-0 with 3 wins by knockout. He's been an accomplished amateur from Phoenix who turned pro just a bit ago, back in June of 2024. And he has scored 3 straight KO victories. Please help me welcome Brian Gonzalez.
Man, what a blessing it is to be here. I just want to thank God for the opportunity. Shout out to everyone at PBC, my coaches, my friends and family for supporting me along the way. What a dream it is to do all this, all the press conferences, all the ceremonial weigh-ins. I dreamed of this as a kid, and now I'm able to live it, so I won't take it for granted. March 28th, you will see the best version of myself. My respects to my opponent. I know he's been up against tough opponents, but I'm here to make a statement and show why I'm different. March 28th. Thank you so much.
As I mentioned earlier, we are missing Julian Gonzalez, who will be here arriving later today, but we do have his opponent, man with 11 victories, 9 by knockout, no defeats, and 1 draw. He is a Las Vegas native who just turned 20 earlier this month. Very young in the sport, compiled his unbeaten record following a very strong amateur run that included reaching the finals of the 2022 and 2021 U.S. National Championship. A lot of hype around this kid. I'm excited to see what he does on Saturday night. Please help me welcome Kaipo Gallegos.
First, I want to thank God. Without him, I wouldn't be where I am today. I want to thank my team, PBC Promotions, Al Heyman, Louis DeCuba, my manager, Marcelino Castillo. Just tune in March 28th, my fault. I'm going to put on a good show. I'm going to make sure I get that victory. And I want to shout out my promoters, Box Lab Promotion, Schwan Boxing, for keeping me busy. And just look out for me. I'm on the come up. And come Saturday night, we're going to get that victory. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kaipo. And once again, he'll be facing off against Julian Gonzalez. And now we'll move over to our headliner for our prelim portion as we bring up a man who's coming in on a hot streak. 18 victories, 11 by knockout, opposite of 3 defeats and 1 draw. Originally from Los Angeles, California, now fighting out of Las Vegas. He is entering this fight on a run, 7 straight wins, and including 2 victories in 2025 over Alan Campa and Malcolm Jones. Please help me welcome Kevin Newman.
First off, I want to thank God for the opportunity. Thank you to Al Heyman, TGB Promotions, PBC, Louis DeCuba, and everybody that's involved with this event. Thank you to my team, Roy Jones Jr., I call him Goat Jones, my brother Sid, Andrew Murphy, Anthony Adams, the list goes on and on. But you guys aren't going to want to miss this one. This Saturday, March 28th, fighting a good, strong, young fighter, and I'm going to put on a spectacular performance. You know, you guys will leave talking about this one. So make sure you guys tune in, buy the pay-per-view, you know, and if you don't, you know, tune in to the undercard, because that's where I'll be main eventing. So thank you to everybody that's involved with this.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And like I said earlier, Elijah Garcia, his opponent, a part of the headliner of First on Prime, he will be arriving later today. But now let's get to our fighters, ask them a few questions as we move first off to Brian Gonzalez, Brandon Medina. And Brian, I want to start with you first. You know, you have turned pro less than 2 years ago. 4 fights later, you're undefeated already, a very hot start for yourself. What have you learned early on in your career?
Early on in my career, you know, it's just getting used to it. You know, it's a very big difference from the amateurs to the pros. You know, just not wearing a shirt, you know, smaller gloves, one day after weigh-ins, you know. But honestly, I feel like my skill and my talent has translated into the pros, so I don't feel much of a difference. The only difference is like I'm shirtless, but and just more rounds, obviously more rounds to break an opponent down. So I feel like that goes into my favor, and overall, just I'm great. I feel great about this, and looking forward to an amazing career in boxing.
All right, thank you, Brian. And now I'll turn it over to your opponent, Brandon Medina. And Brandon, you have been no stranger of facing tough opponents, guys that have been undefeated in your career. What do you bring to the table that could potentially cause problems for Brian Gonzalez?
¿Qué crees que traes a la mesa para causarle problemas a Brian González con tu estilo?
Bien, como ya lo han mencionado, tengo experiencia enfrentándome a rivales duros, muy duros. Nunca le he sacado la vuelta a nadie y me gusta enfrentar a lo mejor que me presenten. Y Brian es un buen peleador, por algo también está en esta cartelera. Y yo traigo mi experiencia y voy a demostrar que también soy un peleador fuerte, rápido y mis habilidades. Estoy listo para demostrárselas a todo el mundo y no... Como digo, no hay que dar la vuelta a nadie, siempre enfrentar lo mejor y siempre por eso mismo tenemos una gran preparación detrás.
I'm used to facing hard opponents. They always bring me to face a hard opponent, so this is nothing new for me. And I'm here to put the best of me. I'm gonna show that I have the goods to fight anybody at this level, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it on Saturday night.
All right, we're excited for that one. Brian Gonzalez, Brandon Medina, 6th-round bout, First on Prime. And now we'll move to our next bout, Caipo Gallegos against Julian Gonzalez. And I'll start with you, Caipo. You know, being from Las Vegas, you're a Las Vegas native. You understand how many massive fights have come through this city. That's why they call it the fight capital of the world. What's it like for you to be a part of a first major televised fight for yourself and being on a stage of this magnitude?
You know, it feels great. It's a dream come true to fight here at the MGM Grand. You know, ever since I was a little kid, I always wanted to fight here. And now it's time. So I'm ready. I put in all the hard work. And, you know, I'm focused. And I just can't wait to put on a good show come March 28th.
Now, you are 20 years old, but you have said that you don't believe you're a prospect anymore, that you feel like you're the future of this division. What type of statement are you looking to make on Saturday night to show the rest of the division that you're the real deal?
You know, I'm just going there, make sure I get that win. I'm just going to go out there and put on a good show. I feel like I got everything. You know, I could fight in the pocket, I could move, I could use my jab really good. And I'm here to show that come Saturday, you know, and just get the win.
All right, thank you so much, Caipo Gallegos. He'll be taking on Julian Gonzalez, 10-round lightweight bout. Now we'll move over to our headliner for First on Prime, Elijah Garcia, Kevin Newman. And Kevin, you know, going into this fight, you have never been stopped in your career. How confident are you in your durability facing off against a younger puncher, a hard puncher in Garcia?
I'm very confident in my abilities. You know, it's not about him being, you know, strong or a hard puncher. It's all about skills and, you know, self-belief. And I believe in myself, man, and I'm going to go out there Saturday night and dominate.
Now, you are working with the Hall of Famer, a legend, one of the all-time greats, Roy Jones Jr. preparing for this fight. What is, would you say, the biggest thing he has helped with your game as you are looking towards Saturday night?
Just like I said, just the dominating mindset. You know, you have to have that to be successful in this game, and you know, you got to be able to push, you know, a talent or a fighter past their limits to be able to pull that out. You know, and so we're just taking everything that we worked on over these last 6-7 years, and we're going to take it out on Saturday night and put it on display.
Prediction, Saturday night against Elijah Garcia, headlining First on Prime.
Kevin Newman wins in spectacular fashion.
All right, you heard it from the man himself, winning in spectacular fashion. That's our First on Prime portion of the card, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to have our fighters pose for a group photo. Then we are going to get reorganized and have our pay-per-view fighters coming up in just a moment. So stand tight. Gentlemen, we're going to make a quick switch over as we start to bring on our pay-per-view fighters, so we'll be back momentarily.
One-time Thurman is a legend in the ring.
I was raised for this.
But world champ Sebastian Fundora is towering above the competition.
Fundora, top of the world as the unified champion.
As they collide, can Thurman win a major world title one more time? Or will the towering Inferno stand tall in the end?
You're about to see a whole nother level of boxing.
It's Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman. Saturday, March 28th, live on PBC on pay-per-view on Prime Video.
The time has come.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back as we get you set for a jam-packed PBC pay-per-view event available on Prime Video, and it all begins this Saturday night, March 28th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And of course, it is all headlined by the WBC Super Welterweight World Champion, Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora, taking on the former Unified Champion, Keith one-time Thurman, live from the MGM Grand Garden Arena in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. In our co-main event, we will see rising young Cuban star Yoenis Tellez square off against top contender Brian Mendoza in a 12-round super welterweight showdown. Plus, we got the undefeated top-rated middleweight Yoeli Hernandez as he takes on the battle-tested U.S. Olympian Terrell Gausha in a 10-round bout. And plus, we'll be opening up the pay-per-view card with the undefeated heavyweight slugger Gergen Hovhannisyan as he faces the hard-hitting Cesar Navarro in a 10-round heavyweight bout. Tickets are still available and on sale now through AXS.com. In addition to being available for purchase on a Prime Video, regardless of your Prime membership, fans can also continue to access the telecast through traditional cable and satellite outlets as well as PPV.com. This event is promoted by TGB Promotions and Samson Boxing, and it is all sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Now, before we get to our pay-per-view fighters, I'm going to bring up a man that helped put this card together. You know him well, the president of TGB Promotions, Mr. Tom Brown.
Thank you, Miguel. I got to tell you, I'm real excited about the undercard guys that just fought. They're going to be on the prelims show. Elijah Garcia, 22-year-old top super middleweight prospect. Kaigo Gallegos, 20-year-old prospect, fighting his first 10-rounder from right here in Las Vegas. And, of course, Brian Gonzalez. So I'm really looking forward to that portion of the show also, all three lefties. But this pay-per-view show is going to be great. Like Miguel said, we open up with the big boys, the heavyweights. Everyone always loves it when you got heavyweights on the card. We got big bangers here with Gergen Hovhannisyan, the big Goog. He's 9-0 with 8 KOs, trained by Hall of Famer Joe Goosen, taking on Cesar Chaka Navarro. You know, you got to be in your seats early for this one because someone's going to go. Navarro, I think he's got 10 first-round knockouts out of his 13 whacks, so get in your seats early. And then we move into the middleweights, and with Yo-Yo Hernandez, you know, like I said yesterday, some guys and the reporters, this guy is scary. He's already ranked #1 in the WBA. He's #4 in the WBC, and I believe he's one of the top 4 middleweights in the world. We just had Carlos Adames fight over this past weekend. He got Alexander Lara, and then Jesus Ramos with the WBC interim title. So it's a hot division and it's getting better. But look at, he's got a wily veteran on his hands. Terrell Gausha, top amateur. He represented the United States in the 2012 Olympics, and he's just a veteran that knows his way around the ropes, and he's got that X factor with his trainer also. So that's going to be a great one. It'll be interesting to see how that turns out. And then we move into the co-feature. This fight I'm really looking forward to with Brian Medina and Tellez. I mean, something's going to happen in this fight. It's going to be bombs away. We got 2 former interim world champions. They were both training. Everyone says it was short notice. Bullshit. We had one guy in standby and one guy was training to fight down in Orlando. So it's going to be great. Leading to the main event, I'll let Samson talk a little bit more about Fundora and Thurman. You know, we were supposed to get that off in October. We've done all this talk, and it's finally here. It's the hottest division in boxing. I believe Sebastian Fundora is the best super welterweight in the world today. And that's saying a lot in that division. And if Keith can pull this thing off, it stamps him as a first ballot Hall of Famer. So it's a real interesting night, some great fights, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone on Saturday. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tom. As we now will turn things over to a man that is a legend of the sport. He is got one of the best eyes for talent, and again, he is back in his champion here to my right. Sebastian Fundora. Please help me welcome Samson Lucitz from Samson Boxing.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much to be here. Well, Saturday night is the fight. We have a veteran, great champion, but he never saw the Tower Inferno. He's talking, I love it, the way he's talking, but the Tower Inferno, it be a fire on Saturday. And I want to tell you good luck, but I've been lying to you. So what I'm saying, that it be a great fight. And I'm looking forward to prove one more time that Sebastian Fundora is one of the best, if not the best, super welter fighter. Well, the rest of the card is a wonderful all action, so don't miss March 28th. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
All right, thank you, Samson. And now it's time to hear from our fighters. This man will be helping open up the pay-per-view card, coming in with 15 victories, 13 by knockout, opposite of 3 defeats. 26 years of age, representing Phoenix, Arizona. He's coming into this one off some momentum after back-to-back TKO victories. Please help me welcome Cesar Chaka Navarro.
First off, I want to thank God for this opportunity. Opportunities like this don't come around often. On March 28th, I'm going to step into the MGM against Gurjan, a tough opponent. We know it's not going to be an easy fight. That's why we got it. I like to challenge myself. I'm proud to say that I represent Phoenix and my Mexican roots every time I step into the ring. Fighters from where I'm from, they know how to work, they know how to grind, and they know how to fight with the heart. On March 28th, I'm coming to represent my city, my culture, and everybody who believe in me. So, Mexico and Phoenix, Arizona, this one's for you.
All right, now let's hear from his opponent. This man, undefeated, 9 victories, 8 by knockout. He is the Armenian native fighting out of Los Angeles, California, trained by the legendary Joe Goosen. He is ranked number 10 by the WBA, and he makes his 2026 debut after 2 dominating wins in 2025. Please help me welcome Gurgen Big Goog Hovhannisyan.
Hi, everyone. I want to say thank God for this beautiful opportunity. Thanks Tom Brown, Al Heyman, Louis DeCubis Sr., Louis DeCubis Jr. I don't like talk a lot. I just say I'm ready to show good boxing in the Saturday night. Thank you.
That is our heavyweight bout, opening up the pay-per-view card. Now, we'll move on to a man that's coming in with 24 victories, 12 by knockout, opposite of 5 defeats and 1 draw. Born in Cleveland, Ohio, but now fighting out of Encino, California, where he is trained by the renowned Manny Robles. He has faced a who's who of champions and contenders throughout his career: Erislandy Lara, Tim Zhu, Erickson Lubin, and Austin Trout, just to name a few. He's been a longtime veteran of the sport, a U.S. Olympian. Please help me welcome Terrell Gachet.
Yeah, I just want to thank God for being here. I want to thank Al Heyman, PBC, Tom Brown, TGB Promotions, all of y'all for coming out. Hey, I fought everybody. You can check my resume. I don't talk a lot, but I handle my business in the ring. I train hard. I want to give y'all a good fight, and this is what it's about. Fight the best. you got to fight the best to beat the best, and that's what it's about. So I'll see y'all March 28th.
And now we go to his opponent, who is coming into this one with a ton of hype around him. He is undefeated, 9 victories, 8 by knockout. He is ranked number 1 by the WBA, number 2 by the WBC, and number 3 by the WBO at 160 pounds. He has had a sensational amateur career in Camagüey, Cuba. He has most recently added 3 victories in 2025, including shutting out a unanimous decision victory over Kyron Davis last May. This man is ready for that next step. Please help me welcome Yoenli Hernandez.
Buenas. Gracias a todas las personas que han hecho esto posible. Y nada, una vez más aquí en Las Vegas. Vengo por otra victoria más. Yo y el diablo en la casa, ustedes saben.
Hi, everyone. I'm just here. I come here for another victory, another fight here in Las Vegas, and I don't say much, but I'm ready.
All right, that will be a middleweight bout on our pay-per-view card. Now we'll turn over to our co-main event Saturday night. This man comes in 23 victories, 17 by knockout, opposite of 4 defeats. Originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and now fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada. He became an interim champion in 2023 with the knockout over Sebastian Fundora, who's in our main event tonight in one of the year's biggest upsets in 2023. He traveled to Australia to challenge Tim Tszyu for his world title. And then he also faced top contenders, including Jesus Ramos Jr. and Sergey Boachuk. This man is looking to get back to the top. Please help me welcome Brian La Bala Mendoza.
Hey, first off, I want to thank God, for the opportunity, putting everything together. I need to thank Luis de Cubas Jr. and, the whole PBC family putting this together. There's short kings. I feel like I'm the short notice king at this point. They called me in 3 weeks. They think they're getting me off the couch, but we've been training. I've been, with my new coach, Richard Barrientos, for the past, over a year, just fine-tuning stuff, working, improving, and I'm just super excited. This fight feels like when they called me to fight Jason Rosario on 9 days' notice, my back was against the wall. I was facing obscurity, and I'm just super motivated. You guys saw what I did when my back was against the wall that time, and I feel like I'm in the same position, just as motivated, if not more, and just super ready to go. So stay tuned. This entire card's stacked. I feel like people were sleeping on this card, down from the prelims, to Kaipo and them on there, and this entire card. There's going to be a lot of knockouts. I believe mine will be one of them. I do plan on another emphatic, big victory. So stay tuned. Lock in. This is going to be a great card to check out all the way from the prelims, like I said. So let's go. Let's get ready to go, and appreciate you guys.
All right, thank you, Brian. And now let's turn the attention to his opponent with a record of 11 victories, 8 by knockout, and just 1 blemish. A native of Santiago de Cuba, Cuba, 25 years of age. He captured the interim WBA title with a 2025 triumph over former world champion Julian Williams. And then he dropped a tough decision to the eventual 154-pound champion Abbas Barral last August. But he did bounce back with a win with a December stoppage of Kendo Castañeda. Please help me welcome the very talented Yoenis Diaz.
Muy buenas tardes, mi nombre es Yoenis, el bandolero T, y me siento muy agradecido con la oportunidad. Gracias a Luisito de Cuba, gracias a mi equipo de promoción, gracias a mi equipo de trabajo. Y primero que todo quiero dedicarle esta pelea el sábado a mi patria, a Cuba, que está pasando por un proceso ahora mismo, un proceso bastante difícil. Y nada, una oportunidad grande también poder estar en la misma cartelera de un hermano mío cubano, cosa que no se hacía hace muchísimo tiempo, no sé si se había hecho. Y nada, esperen lo mejor del bandolero de el sábado y vamos a dar buen show. Gracias.
Well, I want to thank everyone for being here. This is a great opportunity. My country is going through very hard times, and I dedicate this fight to my country, Cuba. And nothing, I'm just ready to go and show what I'm made of.
All right, and now we are set for our main event. First off, I'd like to introduce a man with 31 victories, 23 by knockout, and just 1 defeat. From Clearwater, Florida, he is one of the most accomplished fighters of this era, the former unified welterweight champion of the world. He's defeated the likes of Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Robert Guerrero, and Mario Barrios, just to name a few. And in March last year, he officially moved up to 154 pounds with a knockout of Brock Jarvis, and he now looks to add another major victory and another world title to his resume. Please help me welcome Keith, one-time Thurman.
What's up, everybody? It's been a beautiful time, beautiful build-up, long time coming with everything that happened in October. But this is a great man here, great champion. He wanted a great fight. So, you know, we're making this happen, people. You know, this is PBC. It should be called PB Me, you know, because I've been doing this for a long time, man. I was the face of PBC early on, and come March 28th, you guys will see why it was and will be Keith Thurman when you guys talk about Premier Boxing Champions, man. Sebastian Fundora has had some great wins in the last 2 years. He's been evolving to become a greater champion than he was before, and that's what it's all about, man. Boxing, smart, learning from your mistakes, and just being better. But there's always somebody out there who's got your number, man. Always somebody, you know, and I believe I got it. Plus, you know, your man Mendoza here, we were just chatting. He gave me the cheat code. He said, it's up, up, left, down, move to the left, move to the right, check hook, then give him the right, nighty, night, night, all right? So we're going to give you that flashback, baby. Don't worry. You might have forgot. It's okay. I don't know. You see his face? You remember a little bit? A little bit, you remember it? Don't worry, I'll help you remember come March 28th, all right? Look, man, this is boxing. This is greatness. You think I'm here for the belt? You think I'm here for you, for the fame? Man, I'm here to make history. This is history in the making come March 28th. Man, thank you, everybody, and God bless.
All right, what a start. Now let's turn it over to the champ. This man, 23 wins, 15 by knockout, opposite of 1 defeat and 1 draw. He is the reigning WBC Super Welterweight World Champion. This man has always been active, willing to take on anybody. This was supposed to get on in October last year, but with the hand injury, suffered a little bit of a setback, but he was like, no, we gotta do this. It may just be a little bit of a setback, but we're gonna push it, and now we have it here on Fight Week, March 28th. It all goes down. He ended up with a dominating performance last July over Tim Tszyu, stopping him after 7 rounds. He is a native of Coachella, California, trained by his father, Freddie, and alongside his sister, the undisputed flyweight world champion, Gabriela Fundora, as they make up the first brother-sister in boxing history to simultaneously hold world championships. Please help me welcome the man, Sebastian, the Towering Inferno Fundora.
I'd like to thank Al Heyman. I'd like to thank Al Heyman. I'd like to thank Samson and PBC for giving me this opportunity versus a great former champion. We're gonna have a great night, you know, Saturday, March 28th. You know, expect the Towering Inferno to burn Las Vegas down again. So that's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Sebastian. Now, let's hear a little bit more from our fighters. First off, we'll start with our heavyweights opening up this pay-per-view card. I will start first with you, Navarro. You're coming into this one. You are the clear underdog coming into it. Nobody has been able to figure out Gergen in this one. How are you going to be able to be the first man to give him his first defeat?
You know, I'm Mexican. I fight. I do this for a living, you know, so we're just going to go in there and do what we have to do in order for us to get that victory.
I turn it over to you, Gergen, Big Goog, as many call you. You are a heavyweight that has been on the come up, undefeated. You really have not had any difficulty at all throughout your career early on. What do you feel like you need to do this Saturday against Navarro to make a statement not only to him, but to the rest of the heavyweight division that I want one of these bigger names out there. I'm ready for one of these names.
Yeah, of course I'm ready. I like to do same. Every time I have respect my opponents. I go and I do my job, what I know.
All right, short and sweet. He looks to show it all this Saturday, March 28th. Now we'll turn things over to our middleweights. As I'll start with you, Gausha. You have seen pretty much everything in the sport. You faced champions on top of champions, and you've proven to be tough opponents against those guys. They've been difficult fights for those champions. How are you dealing, and how do you assess all the hype that's been made of Yoeli Hernandez?
After March 28th, we're going to stop this narrative about being a tough opponent for the champions. We're going to switch that narrative up. I'm a competitor. I'm a fighter. I don't really look at Yoeli Hernandez like everybody hype it up. It's just another fight, but he's tough. I fought everybody. I'm an old school fighter. I fight the best. That's what I'm about, but I'm coming to win. I ain't here for all that. That's it.
All right, over to you, Yoeli. You heard him. He is, obviously he's gone with the top fighters, but said, I'm not just here to just be a tough opponent and another name on your resume. I'm here to defeat you. You know, what does beating someone of Gausha's stature do and prove to the rest of the middleweight division Saturday night?
No vengo a ser nada más un oponente difícil para ti. Vengo a demostrar que soy mucha pieza para ti, que es para ti. Ahora, ¿tú cómo crees que vas a hacer en contra de él con esta oportunidad que tienes frente a ti?
Aquí no hay oponente difícil para nadie, y mucho menos para mí.
There is no difficult opponent for God, and there's no difficult opponent for me neither.
All right, Yoeli Hernandez, Terrell Gausha, this Saturday, March 28th from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Now we go over to our co-main event, Yoenis Diaz, Brian Mendoza, and Brian, I'll start with you. You're excited, you say you got this fight on short notice, but what an opportunity it is for you. Do you feel like this is a must-win fight at this point in your career?
Exactly. Just the way I saw that, the Jason Rosario fight, they called me 9 days to fight this former unified champion at 160. I had to go up to the weight class he was comfortable at. And that was the same thing. The fight before that, I was in the swing bout, like what I always said, they're taking on the ropes, the lights basically, the fans are clearing out. But I know where I belong. I belong at the top of this division. And this is, a definite must win, and I will win. Not because, sure, short notice and everything, but we've been grinding nonstop, for the last year or so, just staying ready, improving my game, and just covering all bases. So, this is last minute, but I'm the one with the experience here. I've been at this level. I've shown, I can get victories at this level, and I think the experience is what's going to make the difference in this fight.
And now over to you, Yoenis. Taking on a guy like Mendoza, who has proven that he can beat the best in the division, as he proved a couple of years ago against Fundora. A win over him does what for your career?
Él ha probado que le ha ganado a los mejores. Ha probado que está en los mejores peleadores, como una ganada como contra Sebastián Fundora. Una ganada para ti contra él, ¿qué significa?
Primero que todo, él es un peleador que, como todo, sí, ha tenido buena guerra. Se ha enfrentado con los mejores. Yo en mi corta carrera también yo creo que me he enfrentado con los mejores. Ganarle a él no va a ser una cosa que sea algo muy difícil ni algo que sea del otro mundo, ya que yo sí me encuentro en el nivel. Por ahí estuve escuchando en una entrevista que él dijo que yo no estaba en nivel. Yo creo que eso es una falta de respeto porque él sabe que yo sí estoy en nivel.
Well, for me too.
Flashbacks of that night, which I'm sure it's fair to say is probably the lowest point of your career, but you bounced back and you've proven you're the top of the division with being the WBC World Champion. What do you make of Keith saying, you know, I'm going to give you that reminder of what that was like?
The more you get better, the more you get comfortable with what you're doing, you know, because these are hard fights, world-class fights, and we're just learning on the job.
Over to you, Keith. You know, as we all know, Fundora, one of the most unique world champions at 154 we probably have ever seen. The size advantage, the pressure that he brings. What is the key Saturday night for you to neutralize that?
To hit this motherfucker hard. Point blank, period. Hurt the boy. Send him home, beltless. You know, I mean, this is boxing. Hit, don't get hit. But this boy, you know, he gets hit. He's used to trading. He's used to going at it and just being relentless. That's why he's a flame. Fire doesn't end. Fire just keeps coming and consuming and going and burning and burning. But, you know, I'm here to put that fire out.
Back to you, Sebastian. You know, Keith has said you're going to realize what a legend is this Saturday night. What do you make of that? And also, with the fighters that you have faced, the Tim Tszus, the Erickson Lubins, you know, where does Keith rank amongst those names as far as preparing for an opponent going into a fight?
Oh, he's one of the biggest for sure. But again, I just see it as another fight. You know, big fights. These are big fights. I'm very, very grateful to be fighting on such a big fight and platform, of course. But, you know, I just got to take it as my job. This is work for me, and, you know, it's time to clock in on Saturday.
Ain't no test like the Thurman test.
And now over to you, Keith. I mean, we heard Tom Brown say it. President TGB said that if you defeat Sebastian Fundora, that pretty much stamps your ticket as a first ballot Hall of Famer. Is that how you view it as well?
When I beat Sebastian Fundora, many great things will be said about Keith Thurman. Many articles will be written about Keith Thurman. And yes, Keith Thurman will be a Hall of Famer.
Sebastian, over to you. You know, there's been a lot of talk, and I know you're not crazy about the talk. You don't really pay attention to it. But obviously, you know, people talk about the Boots Ennis of the world, the Virgil Ortizes of the world. Do you feel slightly disrespected when they don't bring up the Sebastian Fundoras of the world?
As of right now, no. You know, look who I'm fighting. Look where I'm at. Look what I'm doing. You know, I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed. You know, to be looking at other people's plates is kind of disrespectful to myself. You know, I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
He's the champ. I'll go over to you, Keith. Saturday night, it's all on the line. March 28th, you have been gearing up for this opportunity. How does it all go down, and what is your prediction for Saturday night?
It's just been a long time making, a lot of hype, a lot of talk. It's been fun. I enjoy a good build-up. But, you know, I don't know about what's all going down. I just know Sebastian Fundora is going down. And, you know, it's as soon as I land a great punch, man. It can be early, it can be late, but 12 rounds is not up for debate.
Over to you, Sebastian. Your response, he says it ain't going 12 rounds, and he's going to be the champ. How do you see it playing out?
I definitely don't see it going 12 rounds. I think this is going to be a good fight, very powerful fight. But, of course, with me, with my hand raised at the end of the night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our main event. Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora, WBC Super Welterweight World Champion Keith, one-time Thurman. It all goes down Saturday night from MGM Grand Garden Arena, PBC pay-per-view.